What if everything you've been told about the Earth is a lie? What if the planet beneath your feet isn't round at all, but flat, and we've been kept in the dark for centuries? Today, we're diving headfirst into the flat Earth theory, exploring the mind-bending arguments that could make you question everything you know. Stick around, because what you're about to hear may just blow your mind. The concept of a flat Earth has been around for centuries, but it's only in recent years that it's gained significant attention again. The rise of social media and platforms like YouTube and Instagram has made it easier than ever for flat Earth proponents to share their ideas and for curious minds to entertain the possibility that maybe, just maybe, the Earth isn't the globe we've been told it is. Now, I want to make something clear up front: this isn't about promoting misinformation or giving a platform to claims that have been scientifically debunked. Instead, we're here to take a closer look at the arguments made by those who believe in the flat Earth theory and consider whether there's any truth to what they're saying or if it's all a clever conspiracy. So, let's get into it. Is the Earth flat or not? The first argument: the horizon looks flat. Alright, one of the most common arguments put forward by flat Earth believers is something that almost anyone can relate to. When you look out at the horizon, it looks flat. And that makes sense, right? If you stand on a beach or climb to the top of a mountain, the edge of the Earth seems straight, stretching as far as the eye can see. There's no obvious curve. This observation leads many flat earthers to argue that if the Earth were truly round, you'd see some curvature, especially over long distances. After all, the horizon should curve away from you, right? But instead, it appears flat. So, what's going on here? Is this the undeniable proof that the Earth is flat? Well, hold on, here's where things get wild, because scientists have a response, and it might completely change the way you think about the horizon. Let's see if this theory holds up, or if it's about to fall apart. While it's true that we don't see a visible curve with the naked eye in most locations, that doesn't mean the Earth isn't curved. The Earth is so vast that the curvature is extremely subtle and not easily noticeable without special equipment. Think of it like looking at a really large ball. If you stand really close to it, it looks flat, but as you back up, the curve becomes more noticeable. Still, it's an interesting point to consider: why doesn't the curvature seem more obvious at first glance? The next argument: airplane flights don't follow a curved path. But it's not just about the horizon. Let's talk about air travel, because what if the flight paths we take every day are revealing a shocking truth? Could the Earth be flat, and we're all flying in straight lines that prove it? Let's dive in. Now, some flat earthers point to the fact that airplanes fly in straight lines, rather than following curved paths, as a sign that the Earth must be flat. According to them, if the Earth were round, flight paths would have to account for a curve, right? They even claim that certain flight routes, especially long ones, don't make sense if the Earth is a globe. For example, flights between places like New York and Tokyo or Johannesburg and Sydney seem to take unusual paths when plotted on a world map. Flat Earth theorists argue that this could be proof that pilots are flying along straight lines, and the world map we're used to seeing isn't the true representation of the Earth. But here's the thing: airplanes do, in fact, follow curved paths. These aren't the curves you might expect if you were looking at a flat map, but they're actually the shortest routes over the surface of the Earth. These are called Great Circle routes. The Earth is round, so these curved routes represent the most efficient paths over the globe. On a flat map, the same routes appear to bend in strange ways, but that's because flat maps distort the actual shape of the Earth. Still, let's step back for a moment and really think about this. Why do flat Earth theorists insist that flight paths are evidence of a flat Earth? It's a powerful thought, right? The fact that these alternate routes exist doesn't necessarily mean the Earth is flat, but it's a valid point that challenges the conventional narrative. And that's exactly what makes the flat Earth theory so compelling to so many people. The Antarctic Ice Wall. And here's where things take a serious turn into mystery and conspiracy. Could there really be a giant ice wall keeping us from the edge of the Earth? Or is this just the beginning of a much bigger cover-up? One of the most popular claims among flat Earth believers is the idea of a massive ice wall that surrounds the edge of the Earth. According to this theory, the Earth is flat, and Antarctica is not a continent at the bottom of the globe, but rather an ice barrier that holds the oceans in. They suggest that this ice wall is closely guarded by governments, keeping the truth about the flat Earth hidden from the public. The issue with this claim is that we have plenty of evidence, satellite imagery, scientific expeditions, and years of research that show Antarctica is a continent at the southernmost part of the Earth. It's not a wall, and it's not keeping anyone from exploring beyond it. In fact, thousands of scientists visit Antarctica each year for research purposes. But despite all this evidence, the idea of the ice wall persists in the flat Earth community because it fits their narrative. It's a powerful symbol of a hidden truth that they believe is being concealed from the public. Could the truth be out there, hidden beneath layers of government secrecy? Or is this just a myth built on misinterpretations? The idea of something so massive being hidden is fascinating, isn't it? It plays right into the human tendency to believe in secrets and mysteries beyond our comprehension. While we know there's no ice wall, the belief itself is rooted in the idea of being awakened to hidden truths, which makes it all the more captivating for those who question mainstream science. NASA and the moon landings. But we're not done yet. We've saved the most mind-blowing claims for last. Let's talk about NASA, moon landings, and whether space agencies are part of the greatest conspiracy of all time. Trust me, this is where things get intense. Another claim that often comes up in discussions about the flat Earth theory is the idea that space agencies, particularly NASA, are involved in a massive cover-up. Some flat Earth believers argue that the moon landings were faked and that all space missions are part of an elaborate hoax to hide the true shape of the Earth. According to this theory, NASA and other space agencies have been manipulating the public by creating fake images of the Earth from space. The famous images of around Earth that we've all seen are, in this view, nothing more than CGI or photoshopped pictures. This is a tricky one because, while it's true that there are some conspiracy theories about the moon landings and space exploration, there's overwhelming evidence to suggest that the moon landings actually happened. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and astronauts worked on these missions, and there's a mountain of evidence, such as moon rock samples and retroreflectors left on the moon, that support the truth of these events. But let's entertain this for a moment. What if the pictures we've all seen, the photos, and the videos from space were indeed altered to fit a narrative? Could it be that NASA is covering something up, and the real truth lies beyond the images they've shown us? It's an interesting thought, and it's one that keeps this theory alive. It challenges the trust we place in these organizations and makes us ask, what if we're being misled? What about the government's motive? But wait, what if this is all part of a much bigger plan? Why would anyone go to such extreme lengths to convince the world that the Earth is flat? The answer might just be the most shocking part of all. So, if the Earth is round, why would anyone want to convince us that it's flat? Flat Earth theorists argue that there's a hidden agenda at play, something much bigger than we realize. But again, this theory relies on the assumption that there's a coordinated, worldwide conspiracy. The problem is, there's no concrete evidence of such a conspiracy, and it's hard to see how this would benefit anyone. While it's true that governments and institutions sometimes have agendas, the idea that they're orchestrating such a huge, global lie about something as fundamental as the shape of the Earth seems far-fetched, especially when there's so much evidence to the contrary. But here's the thing, could this elaborate theory still hold some emotional truth? Maybe the belief in this grand conspiracy taps into a deep-seated feeling of distrust toward powerful institutions. It's not necessarily about the shape of the Earth, but about a broader sense of unease regarding who controls the information we consume. So, where does that leave us? After looking at the key arguments for the flat Earth theory, it's clear that many of the claims are based on misconceptions or misunderstandings of science. While the idea of a flat Earth is fascinating and has sparked plenty of debate, the overwhelming evidence from centuries of exploration, scientific research, and space missions supports the conclusion that the Earth is indeed a round, oblate spheroid. But just because the flat Earth theory doesn't hold up under scrutiny doesn't mean it's completely without merit. The arguments behind it raise important questions about how we trust information, question authority, and seek the truth in an increasingly complex world. At the end of the day, the Earth is round, no matter what shape some may try to convince you it is. But the flat Earth theory will likely continue to be a topic of conversation for years to come, thanks to its ability to challenge our assumptions and make us think critically about the world we live in. Thanks for listening, and remember, the truth is out there, but sometimes it takes more than just believing what we're told. Keep questioning, keep searching, because the more you dig, the more you'll uncover. And who knows? Maybe the Earth isn't the only thing that's not what it seems. It's only a conspiracy, until it's not.